right, it is my June goals video. First thing I have in my June goals video is at the end of June, review the journal entries before I do my wrap up on this video, because it's a good way of, I've tracked myself through the month. I've written down various thoughts, feelings, whatever glimpses. I've got something I can kind of concrete I can look at and bounce off of when I'm doing the wrap up video. So there's that. So let's start. We've got number one, as always, time with Ja. Weekend activities with Ja, chatting at breakfast, shapes and shoulders and feet. We'll see if we can get that in there. That's exercises, which is, that's up to Ja and what her capacities are. Also, I want to we've got our anniversary coming up. We are going to do a kind of a nice dinner out on June the 9th, and the gift for her has arrived. So I'm up on that, I suppose. Hopefully, hopefully that is all good. Number two is walking daily with the dogs and Jackies with Sunday and Mondays off. Number three is early to bed, 12:30 question mark, or early to rise, 7:15 with a nap daily. When I get to journals, I'll show you how I'm definitely trying to get that early to bed part done, and also just try and make sure I get a good sleep in. I do not starve myself of sleep, because starving myself of sleep is the best way to make sure I don't get too much done on this list. Number four is mindful calorie intake, my evening snack with a small plate. I've done that for the first day of the month. Let's try and keep a roll going. Small plate. Number five is phone and earbud hygiene. That's leaving my earbuds and this phone here in the office, not taking it into the bedroom with me for when I'm going to bed. Number six is getting to work on time, out of the house at 2:25, biking away at 2:30, so 1:55 start to pack. Well, I'm starting back to work again tomorrow after a good couple of weeks off. It's a good day to actually show up a little bit early, so yes, we'll start with that. And definitely tomorrow I will want to start getting things sorted for work, which will be Tuesday, it being Sunday today. Number seven is, continuing to adjust to the new normal at work, adjust to new workers and new challenges. Beware of being a control freak. Bring the fun. Things can very possibly have shifted since I was away on vacation. And if they've shifted, that's fine. I just need to adapt myself to that and go forward in good humor and not try and being the control freak. It makes everybody else miserable, and it makes myself miserable. So always remember that. There's some kind of basics that you can kind of just lightly guide and gently focus and make sure everyone's safe and everyone's, being fulfilled in what they want to do. Hopefully that is what we can do. Number eight is doing my daily physio exercises. That's the ones that I got from Joel, and the Dr. Stephanie Black exercises, which I've been doing for my core stuff. I'm actually going in for my chiro appointment tomorrow, so we can see how that's been working. I've been definitely very diligent. I was very diligent last month, and I will continue to be diligent with the new exercises, because I think they are helping me strengthen my back. Definitely got me through a challenging part of vacation. Number nine is the daily to-do check-in and check-in list that I do first thing in the morning, and then try and, before I go to work, especially on work days, just check the list and say, oh, what did I get done? What else could I get done? Kind of that sort of things. Yes. Number 10 is the thumb key. Constantly, it's kind of 30 words per minute is kind of just trying getting the speed up there. I've shifted with thumb key, the little keyboard setup on both of my cell phones, to writing stories with thumb key. Just trying to kind of get myself into just regular use of that system. So hopefully I can bump it. My goal is to get it to 40 words per minute, but we'll see. Who knows? Maybe my best is going to be I try to get it to 40, and then I'll fall back to 30. I think at the moment I'm trying to get to 30 consistently, and sometimes I'm in the 20s, which sucks. But it feels like I'm a lot quicker than I was on the old Messages system, which went to a subscription model, so I abandoned it like a hot potato. Number 11 is my public channel. The goals: one video every other week. So there are I actually just published a video in this. It probably doesn't count. It's the Beetle. I just published today. So I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm thinking I'd like to get 2 videos out this month. That's very low, but I think that's quite doable. Um, so that is doing a tag video or doing a check-in or a subject discussion, reviews, priests, prophets, and kings. I'm determined to get a video out for that, and then probably go, wow, that was an anticlimax. The House of Mirth would be a nice one to do a review on, because I really enjoyed Edith Wharton's novel. And the Star Trek trilogy, just it's a fun. They're doing Star Trek this month, and I can have a rant about that Star Trek trilogy, which wasn't particularly my thing. And yeah, check-in video, review, yeah, and review tags to make others. Okay, yeah. So that sort of stuff. Something in there. Just lightly keeping my hand on the wheel there of just trying, just keep on putting out every once in a while one. Also with that public channel is to try and make the effort to watch people's videos and commenting on them, make myself a presence, a friendly, supportive presence on BookTube, because that actually is a nice thing. I do actually like it when I've made a bunch of comments and I get a little thanks you back, and it's like, I know that, like, it's supporting people. It really does make a difference if they know someone's actually watching and actually can bridge that gap and actually kind of say, hey, good job. Number 12, reading goals. It's definitely my 1901 project is predominating. I'm still working on the Nick Carter book at the moment with kind of 3 different novellas in it. Sorrows of Satan might be something. I'm going to be doing Alton of Silmasco, I think a Western. By Broodchill. Archibald Broodchill. I can't remember what his name is, but I think it's a Western set in the Northwest, the Northwest of in Canada. So that should be fun as kind of like a thing of doing June on the Range. There's Massacre in the Clouds, which is a new book which I might buy, which is about the United States in I think it's the Philippines, and massacring a whole bunch of people. So that would be a good good 1901 project. It's about that period of time, my period of time, 1890 to 1910. So that's something. Probably not the Dreyfus book yet. I don't know. When I feel like the Dreyfus book is ready, I will do the Dreyfus book. And a bio on a Canadian person. Just trying to get something of like, okay, who's somebody who's prominent in that era that I could kind of read into Canadian history about. So there's that. And then there's my writing projects, which is I've just finished a story, Thumb Key story, that I could review and do my rewrites and all that stuff for. I've got a workup outline for Naked Dude story, begin, middle, end, but I can't remember what the hell that is. That may be just something that I have chunks of that I've just dropped. I've got the big question of what the hell to do with the Duffel Puffs. I've really run into a roadblock of, I tried to start doing an outline for a new draft and it just fucking died on me. So yeah, I may just put that aside. To be honest, I may just put that aside and we'll see. Maybe that is something for me to do in NaNoWriMo. Maybe in November, that could be my NaNoWriMo project. But at the moment, I'm not doing it. I should look at my list of stories to put on LE and see what I have, and all that. I have, I've got here short fiction novella story workup. I actually have a project going, the MD project, the Mindy Deluxe project, which that's one of my other stories, one of the stories I'm working on at the moment, which is sort of like, it's under a new persona on LE, which it's just kind of a fun project. I enjoyed somebody else doing what I think is the same thing. It's someone writing under a different persona, and that whole thing of getting to change gender is I find very appealing, even though I quite acknowledge it's completely a male fantasy change into Mindy Deluxe. Yes, it's stripper. It's that kind of name thing. So yeah, that should be. I think that'll be fun. And light, and yes, I don't know. Horny. Number 14 is daily journal keeping. Do an entry in the morning. I've switched to my journals entries to be in the morning because I think at night I was fucking myself up. That's one of the ways I was losing like an hour of sleep sometimes. So work on a vignette / subject each day, look through the days before my check-in at the end of the month, because I do find, especially that list, it's interesting, like, we have the thing that I really got from Steve Donahue was, okay, have your journal entry, but also just have your list of mundane, the things that you got done that day. That has really been helpful for me, of just kind of, this is what I did this month kind of thing, of just on a point form thing. I actually, because I hate point form, so I have a little time to do a little rambly, sometimes really shitty essay beside it. It's not even an essay, it's just kind of a bunch of sentences. I did this, I did that, and I did this. Sometimes it's an essay, but very rarely. I'd like to get more so that way. Number 15, reading on the weekend, first thing in the morning, 2 hours each day. R-mark on the calendar, or shopping first thing and then doing the reading, which, yeah, I did that today. That was good, especially today because I was pretty tired. Number 16, doodling. I haven't been doing doodling again. I'll have to. I need to look at where I can keep that in my life. I'm loath to take it off of my thing because I've enjoyed doing the doodling, but I just haven't done it for 3 or 4 months now, and that's a shame because I was getting a little bit of momentum going, which I probably lost now. But yes, I will look. It just may not be there. I think my commitment is if none, then take off this list. So there's my ultimatum. Get some doodling done, or just goes off this list, and I put it to rest. Doing signing every day with Lingvana, which I've definitely been doing signing every day, doing the training thing every day in the evening usually. Yeah, been continuing that 300 days plus. 301 maybe. It's not too much past 300. Number 18 is, doing the outside gardening tasks, mowing the lawn, general kind of getting stuff done. We planted a whole bunch of vegetable plants and tomato plant, vegetable tomatoes, that stuff. Some flowers. I'm gonna put the pea arch together tomorrow, and that's going well. The indoor herb garden, I do have the chili plant here. I don't know how well it's going. At some point, I think I'm just going to take it out. I did actually buy a chili plant from the nursery and planted it in the garden. Planted it in a pot that I did the last time. That's all I'm going to do, because I'm having not great luck at propagating the seeds that I got from last year. Make sure you keep it watered. And if those don't work, maybe I should really get some other seeds going, and so I can get something else out into the garden. Because if it hasn't done anything by now, maybe it's time to switch. So that might be my project for tomorrow, is to just try and get that done. Number 20 is the vocal improvement, a no ums video weekly, which I really fell down on last month, but I think it's a good thing to do. Doing book review prep videos first. For when I do a book review, I found just doing a video to start off with, it's just a preparation video where I kind of talk it all out, is actually a good way to jumpstart a thing. Of course, I've done that with Priests, Prophets, and Kings, and I actually think I cracked the code on it, and then I went away on vacation, so I would really love to get that video done. I seem to have a complete block on it. I'd like to do my anxiety video by monthly check-in. It's just a monthly check-in. I've got bi-weekly here, but it's monthly. So June 13th, I've got down for doing, okay, let's do a mental health check, see how I'm doing. Do my vocal exercises daily, and do a vocal exercise video on June the 10th. So yes, I've got that. Number 21 is my 2024 themes video. Check in on the 17th, where I just read the themes for the year and say, okay, how does that apply to how the thing's going? Ooh, I just realized I can do my mid-year one of the one of the videos that I can do for my public channel here is the mid-year book check-in video, which would be something where I could go through a whole ton of books that I have not done anything with on this channel. So that would be great as a kind of a clearinghouse. That I would love that. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I just skip back to that. That's a good thing to talk out. Number 22 is house tidy or clean, half hour a day or weekend session working on living room, dining room, computer desk, hallway, my office, and Ja's office with donations out. Kind of talked about getting that done. We are not going to get that done. I did clean this office, and wow, that feels a lot better. I don't know if you can tell that I cleaned my office, but I did kind of go through and sort, tidy, get rid of things, and it feels a lot better. So maybe I should really, we need to do that for the rest of the house, and trying to find little hunks of time to do that amongst all the other things would be really good. Roll my eyes because it's like there's never enough time. Number 23 is the always supporting check-in with Ja and continuing challenges. Ja's driving now, but still needs driving when not up to it, and other help. Yes, that's always at the end of the day, at the bottom and the top of my list is supporting Ja. Now, I've added another one here. I might put it a little bit further back, but it is, I just did a MDMA session. And I mean, it is mostly for sociability, but it's also kind of just a thing where we're able to kind of talk out stuff. Maybe it was a little bit therapy-ish. It was also fun. It was also fun. Just a lot of laughs. But I'm trying to, it's like it was all well and good. And it was really good. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. Just that kind of sense of being able to kind of relax and kind of let down some of my guards. But I also thought, like, well, this is kind of still, I think this is kind of me just on a good night. And is there a way I can work at letting down some of those barriers on myself? Like what are kind of core beliefs that I hold about myself that prevent me from being like this all the time? You know, the non-chemical solution. I mean, it's I think the value I find of doing that, doing that MDMA session with friends in a safe place with like nice music playing, was that it gave me a sense memory of what it feels like to not be on guard and to be relaxed and to be just chatty and be friendly. And, you know, how can I bring that into more of my life with more people in my life? Whether that was a taxi driver coming home and just chatting with him, and just being relaxed. You know, that, you know, what you bring to a situation kind of shapes how your world is. You shape your world. I mean, not always. There's tons of times where you're going to say, oh, I'm bouncing off somebody who's bringing their own energy here and nothing's going to happen. But it's surprising how much you can kind of tilt things a certain way if you bring a certain energy. So I'm just going to try and figure out, think about and kind of check in next Monday with what are things that I could do to help myself relax around other people. Again, just a bit further, to be more of a genuine person, a genuine self around other people. And there's a lot of it is self-consciousness, a lot of it is fear, past history. But you have to, at some point, you have to kind of say, okay, I'm going to step around that past history, and if you can, that's quite wonderful. And it's like, as much as I loved how I felt doing MDMA, I'd like to now find how I can do that just in my own world. That was like, that gave me the glimpse. That gives me a goal to kind of reach for. that kind of sense, and I want to go forward from that. So I thought that was a worthwhile thing to bring up in here. So my plan is I'm putting it on my calendar, and I'm gonna maybe I'll do a video about just that's what I'm gonna do a video about on the 10th. Yeah, I'm gonna do a video, I'll call it, um, about, you know, what can I do? What can I do to to activate that in my life? That would be lovely. All right, those are some goals for June. I will let you know how it went at the end.